So, what if I told you that a book making less than 20 bucks in its first month could actually be the start of a six-figure business? I know it sounds kind of nuts, but it's a true story. And the secret wasn't writing more books, it was all about listening. Let's break down how a super simple ad strategy built a publishing empire.
Okay, this is where it all began. $18.19. That's it. For a brand new book on Amazon, after an entire month of waiting, that was the grand total. Now, if you're an author, you're probably nodding your head right now. That number, it feels super familiar, right? It's a tough, maybe even a discouraging place to start.
But that is not where the story ends. That tiny $18 start somehow ballooned into a six-figure book brand. How in the world does that happen? Well, it happened by turning a simple ad into a powerful data-gathering machine. And in this explainer, we're going to walk through exactly how it was done.
So, let's trace this journey. Because this isn't just about one person's success story. It's really about a total shift in mindset. It's about moving from just, crossing your fingers and hoping for sales to actively figuring out what your customers actually want to buy.
And what's so important to get here is that this wasn't some case of beginner's luck. The author, Jenny Hansen Lane, she actually had a marketing background, and she still only made 18 bucks her first month. It just goes to show you that Amazon KDP, it's its own universe. Even the experts have to start from scratch.
All right, let's get to the turning point, because after that really humbling first month, the next move, it's not what you'd think. It wasn't about dropping the price or begging friends for reviews. No, it was a small, calculated risk that was designed to do one thing: learn.
And the strategy here was totally backwards from what most people would do. Instead of pouring more hours into writing a new book, the decision was to invest a tiny bit of money, just $15, to understand the book she already had. This ad wasn't a desperate attempt to get sales, it was a strategic experiment.
So here's the key. The money she made back from that 15 bucks, that wasn't the goal. The real prize was the data it was going to spit out. The whole point was to stop guessing what readers wanted and to start listening to what their actual search habits were telling her. And the tool she used for this? An Amazon automatic ad. And this is so important because it makes this whole thing way less intimidating. You don't have to be some advertising wizard. You literally just flip a switch and Amazon's ridiculously powerful algorithm gets to work, testing your book out all over its marketplace for you.
So how does this work? Well, Amazon basically sorts your ads results into these 4 buckets or signals. It's telling you how people are finding you. Are they seeing your book as a substitute for another more popular book? Is it a close match to what they typed in? Or maybe they see it as a complement to something else they're buying. This is literally Amazon telling you where your book fits in the ecosystem.
And right here, this is the aha moment. The real treasure is buried inside the ad report. It's a little column called Customer Search Terms. These are the literal, exact words and phrases people are typing into the search bar right before they find and buy your book. This isn't a survey, it's not a guess, it is raw, unfiltered customer desire.
Okay, so you have this data. Now what do you do with it? This is where the strategy goes from being just clever to, honestly, genius. It's about taking that raw information and making one simple, powerful change that just explodes the results.
And get this, it happened fast. After only 10 sales came in from the ad, the data was practically screaming a message. Almost every single sale was coming from just one of those 4 categories. The other 3, they were just noise, just wasting money. So, what was the huge strategic move? You're gonna laugh, it was so simple. The first ad had all 4 signals turned on. In the new, optimized ad, she just switched 3 of them off. The entire ad budget was now laser-focused only on the one that was proven to work: substitute. That's it. No fancy tricks, just focus. And the result of that one little change? That single book, the one that started out at $18 a month, went on to generate $46,000 in revenue, all from listening to the data and turning off a few switches.
But wait, the story doesn't even stop there. I mean, 46 grand is amazing. But the real genius was realizing that this data wasn't just for tweaking one ad. It was the key to building an entire brand.
This right here is the most mind-blowing part of the whole strategy. Those customer search terms and the 4 ad signals, they weren't just a report card on one book. They were a detailed market research report, a blueprint handed over by customers, telling the author exactly what books they wanted her to write next.
So here's how she scaled from one book into a whole brand. Each ad signal became a prompt for a new book. The substitute data showed her which competitors were popular, so she wrote a book to compete directly with them. The close match terms sparked an idea for a book on a very similar topic. And the complement signal, that led to creating a companion book. By just repeating this process over and over, she eventually built a portfolio of 120 books under one pen name. Insane!
Okay, so that's the story. But how can you actually apply it? Well, the last piece of this is a super simple rule of thumb for any author who's wondering, when's the right time for me to start doing this?
The mindset here is absolutely critical. You can't just hoard those early small profits. You got to see them as seed money. That cash isn't just for you to spend, it's an investment you can put right back into your business to learn, to grow, and in the end, to make way, way more. So here's the actionable takeaway. It's called the 10x royalty rule. It's a dead simple formula. As soon as your book has earned enough money to cover its own royalty 10 times, that's your budget for your first ad campaign. So if your royalty is, say, $3.69, once you've made $36.90, it's time. Reinvest that money into an ad and start your own data machine.
You know, when you boil it all down, this whole incredible journey started by changing the question. It went from, how can I sell my book, to something way more powerful. What is my market trying to tell me? Because an ad isn't just an expense, it's a conversation. It's a listening tool. So the real question for you is, what is your market trying to tell you? And are you ready to listen?